Hi everyone and welcome to this video. If you clicked on this video then you are curious about how I'm starting my fat loss journey / body recomposition journey here in South Korea. So let's chat about it. A quick disclaimer before we get into the video. I'm in no way telling you that this is how you should diet / exercise. This is just my personal fat loss journey. Keyword is personal, so please do bear that in mind as you're watching this video. First things first, I figured it would be helpful if I gave you a little bit of background about my past fitness journey and how I have gotten to the point that I'm at right now. So I want to start at the very beginning of my fitness journey, which was around 13 years ago now. And when I first started my fitness journey, I did pretty much everything that you are not supposed to do. I had an incredibly unhealthy view of exercise, my body and food during my teenage years. I kind of viewed exercise as a punishment and something that I had to do, especially if I had overeaten on one day. Then I felt like I had to go really hard the next day to try and burn off all of the calories that I had ate the day previously. Luckily, as I grew older, once I reached, I would say around my mid-20s, was when I started to get a much healthier view of exercise and of food. My diet definitely improved. I wasn't restricting myself as heavily as I was as a teenager. And in addition to that, I started to view exercise in a much more positive way too. I genuinely started to enjoy exercise in my 20s. I started to find exercises that I thought were genuinely enjoyable and I genuinely looked forward to doing. At the time, most of these were like calisthenics and at-home workouts that I would just follow along on YouTube, but I had a genuinely really good time doing these workouts, and slowly I began to see exercise as something that added to my life and actually was fun to do. I didn't dread doing exercise anymore. So I started weightlifting consistently about a year ago. I started weightlifting much before that, but it was only around a year ago when I got settled in Korea that I began weightlifting on a very consistent basis. That being said though, although I wasn't very consistent with going to the gym, in my first year of doing weightlifting inconsistently, I still did see some progress. Despite not having a consistent schedule, I still managed to somehow gain some muscle mass. As soon as I was settled here in Korea, that is when I began to go to the gym on a consistent basis, at least up until December, which is when I went home to the UK for Christmas. And over the Christmas period, I ate a lot of really good food and I barely moved from the sofa for pretty much the whole of December. Honestly, I just moved from my bed to the sofa and back again, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine to just take a break every now and again, especially over the Christmas period. I'm not gonna beat myself up over the fact that I took a break. This is where the mentality side comes into it and why I'm so grateful to be in the mental space that I am in today, because the old me would have definitely beaten myself up over the fact that I did no exercise in December and the fact that I ate a lot in December, because when I came back to Korea and I weighed myself for the first time, I had gained 4 kilograms over the Christmas period, and the old me would have gone completely crazy at the thought of gaining that much weight in such a short period of time. She would have literally combusted probably. So once I had discovered that I had gained 4 kilograms, I didn't spiral. I still am trying to be fit and healthy, and at the end of the day, gaining that much weight, which I could tell that a lot of it was fat gain, not muscle gain. Again, I'm not saying that I look horrendous or anything like that. I don't think I look really bad, but I want to be the best possible version of myself, and I want to get to the point where I feel happier with myself, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So Since we've been back in Korea, I have been going to the gym consistently now for 3 months with the aim of losing body fat and gaining muscle. So essentially what is known as body recomp. My aim mainly is to lower my body fat percentage by quite a bit because, as I mentioned, I gained 4 kilograms and a lot of that was fat gain. So now I just have the goal of losing that fat while gaining more muscle. I will pop some images up on the screen, but I basically measure my body fat percentage by using my Galaxy Watch, which I know is not the most efficient way or the most accurate way of measuring your body fat percentage. However, it's the only way I currently have. I still think it's useful as a tool to tell whether you're at least going up or down in body fat percentage. The body fat percentage itself might not be that accurate, but it will be able to tell you whether it's going up or down. So that's why I use my watch to measure that. So as you can see from the images on the screen, I have actually lowered my body fat percentage by 2% in the last month. And the progress pictures that I'm going to be showing you, I started measuring my progress from February, bearing in mind that obviously it is only 2 months, so there's not going to be a huge difference in the progress yet, but I definitely see a small difference for sure. You can definitely tell that my body fat percentage has gone down slightly, which is really good because slow progress is the best kind of progress when it comes to fat loss or weight loss in general. So yeah, I'm very pleased with the results. It lets me know that I'm on the right track, and my goal is to lose a further 5% body fat. My end goal is to be around 22% body fat, around there. As for my diet goals are pretty much the same as they were before I went to the UK for the Christmas period, which is essentially to just eat a high protein, low calorie diet. I am in a very slight calorie deficit, emphasis on very slight. I'm aiming to eat between 100 grams to 130 grams of protein every day, and that's about it, I think, for my diet goals. My current workout routine is that I am lifting weights in the gym 4 times per week, and this is evenly split between upper body and lower body days. I'm also aiming to progressively overload in these workouts, so either doing more reps or heavier weights to obviously try and optimize these workouts for muscle gain. In addition to these 4 days that I spend in the gym, I also walk 10,000 steps every single day to get my cardio in. And this is the workout routine that I have been following during the past month that I have lowered my body fat percentage by 2%. So I think I'm just going to stick with this workout routine for now, and hopefully I can get to my end goal of having a lower body fat percentage. So living in Korea, I think there is a bit of a misconception that all Korean food is healthy, and as soon as you move to Korea you are going to lose a ton of weight, which is true for some people, and in general I will say that the Korean diet is healthier than a lot of other diets in the West. Some Korean food is indeed healthy. Bibimbap and foods like that are healthy, they are good for you. However, I like a lot of Korean food that is not healthy and is not good for you. I absolutely adore tteokbokki, and I also love Korean barbecue, neither of which are very healthy or good for you. Also, the lower calorie / healthier food options in Korea, like I mentioned, bibimbap and foods like that, are often very low in protein content. They often contain next to nothing in terms of protein. So I have had to cook a lot of food at home, which is obviously fine. However, groceries in Korea can be quite expensive. It's often cheaper to eat out. Seoul also does have a lot of healthy or diet restaurants. However, these again are usually on the more expensive side. Trying to do a body recomposition in Korea, I've found, is just more expensive than it was for me in the UK. However, one thing I've noticed that is easier in Korea for trying to lose fat is that walking is much more of an integral part of my life here. So getting my 10k steps in every single day is actually really easy. I don't even have to think about, oh, I have to like reach my 10k step goal today. I've usually reached it before I even realize, because I just walk everywhere here, and because of that, those 10k steps, I just hit it so fast, and again, just without even really having to think about it. So the cardio aspect of trying to lose body fat, I've found is much easier in Korea. Another thing I've mentioned about doing body recomp in Korea, it's not really anything that's like groundbreaking or like anything that is that detrimental really, but I just noticed that when I do go to the gym and I'm lifting heavy weights, a lot of women in Korea do not lift weights, or if they do very light weights. I think a lot of Korean women have a focus on trying to be as lean as possible. Women like me who do weightlifting do get looked at a little more often in gyms here, I think, than women who just do cardio slash lift light weights, but that's not really a big deal. That just is what it is. Yeah, it's no biggie. I don't think anybody is really judging me or anything like that. I think it's just like, oh, that's interesting. It's just something that I noticed in the gyms here in Korea, so I just thought I would mention it. And I think that brings us to the end of today's video. Please do not take this video as advice for what you should do with your body. I'm simply just sharing my own personal journey to keep myself accountable. Please always remember that the most important thing is that you are healthy and that you are happy. Do what feels right for you and your body. With that, I just want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please make sure to like the video, leave a comment down below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my future uploads. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye!